Hey guys, what's going on? M.K.S here, back again with another map video. Hope everyone's doing well as ever. I do my best over this topic, so I hope someone out there will enjoy this. Enjoy this video as much as possible, and please share it if you will with people from Asia, especially, or from Asian backgrounds. I'd love to know what you think. I hope I don't get too much hate for it. I know there's a lot of haters out there, but hopefully I'll do my best, and hopefully people enjoy this, like seeing me try and help other people and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a nice, beautiful blue sky outside, so hopefully going to be a fairly productive day, although I woke up later than planned, as I say. Don't want to repeat myself too much, you've seen my previous videos, but so I hope you'll check part 1 out and part 3 when it comes out, hopefully all being well before it goes according to plan. So anyway, I'm talking about how I want to make this into a list form because it helps me to focus on my ideas, so hope you'll enjoy it. Anyway, on to my continuation of my list from my last video. Number 11, I hope to support, as I've talked before, about finding new and innovative ways to support Asian innovation, including inventions, inventors, and also to change the perception of dyslexia and show that dyslexic people can be great entrepreneurs. I know I've talked a bit about this before, but I hope people from Asia will see it and see that a dyslexic kid in the classroom in somewhere like India or in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, or wherever else in Asia can become the next Richard Branson or John Chambers, who was CEO, I don't know if he still is, but CEO of Cisco, or Charles Schwab, who set up his own brokerage, or Craig McCaw, and all these people are billionaires, and I'd love to encourage them to set up their own training centers, especially for dyslexics across Asia, and even like also inventors, especially dyslexic inventors, to go to Asia and to train up dyslexic students to have more confidence as well, and things like that. So I hope to think of new innovative ideas. I hope many people will share ideas as well, and will collaborate on those ideas, like sharing information about how, or ideas about how to empower people from Asia, especially with learning disabilities. And I think I know there's a few people already doing great work on this topic. So I'd love to have their information, sharing information, like organisations like Made by Dyslexia or the Dyslexic Advantage. And I'd love them to do conferences across Asia as well, whenever the chance arises, so they can talk to people about how, I say, a dyslexic in the classroom might become the next Richard Branson or whatever. So hopefully they will be treated better and not be shouted at or beaten or whatever else might happen in parts of Asia. So as a dyslexic myself, I hope to encourage them, but especially but also inventors, general entrepreneurs, and YouTubers. I hope to support Asian YouTubers by giving them views, sharing their videos, liking their videos. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to subscribe to anymore, because I would subscribe to all the Asian YouTubers or YouTubers of colour at the moment, especially Asian YouTubers. But because my channel is quite small at the moment, poor me, I'm not able to subscribe to any more at the moment, according to YouTube. So you have to. So I think if more people subscribe to me, I can subscribe to. I know I've subscribed to loads because I want to support YouTubers of colour and decent people and all that sort of stuff. So I think they sound like a great person. I'll try and subscribe to them as well, but especially people of colour. But yeah, I hope to focus at this moment in time on Asia. And coincidentally, obviously, they're going through a lot of bad times at the moment, so it was just a coincidence that I chose this time as well. Number 12, again, I hope to have like mentors, like Richard Branson and people like that, setting up Virgin, the Virgin Enterprises, like academies for how to learn about entrepreneurship, especially if and maybe, I don't know if I'd have just geared towards dyslexic. Maybe they could be separate classes, but specifically or mainly for dyslexics, at least, if not solely for dyslexics, or a certain amount of admissions could be dyslexics. Like if there are 10% of dyslexics in the country, or 10% of the people in the country are dyslexic, it could be like 20% of the admittances could be dyslexic, something like that. But yeah, I'd love to encourage companies like Virgin or Schwab Corporation, or whatever other companies are owned by or ran by dyslexics, to train up dyslexic entrepreneurs in and across Asia, across Asia, as much of the content as possible. So I think that would be a really exciting opportunity. But yeah, to have mentors as well, perhaps to go there and teach, but also to set up their own academies. So even if they don't get to go there, those academies are still teaching, and sometimes could be teaching from home. So if things like this happen with COVID and things like that, they can still be learning and updating their skills. I talked before about how most of the tech ideas I have, I want to support Africa with, but in terms of entrepreneurship and all that, or politics or networking or things like that, I hope, and that sort of thing, I hope to support Asia with. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I hope to encourage entrepreneurs. I talked before about encouraging more girls to get into business and things like that and believe in themselves, not just business, but especially at the moment I'm thinking of business, but other areas as well. 13, I talked before about how 13 is I see as an unlucky number. So I'm thinking part of me can't imagine Asian nations really getting along better. So I hope I'm proven wrong, but sometimes I can't really imagine India and Pakistan somehow putting their differences aside, but I hope somehow they will, and I hope for Asia to find light in its darkest of hours as well. 14, I hope for say Asian people with dyslexia in Asia or learning disabilities like ADHD and autism to do stuff like art or writing or poetry or whatever, which and sometimes YouTube videos like this talking about ending some of those divisions, long-held divisions like between India and Pakistan or China and India, and somehow bringing Asia together more. So I think it's another positive of neurodiversity, so they can see themselves having a dyslexic person in Pakistan can see themselves having something in common with a dyslexic person in India. So through dyslexia, they can perhaps unite. Maybe I'm being naive again, but if at least a few people do that, hopefully the idea will spread. But yeah, they'll find they'll do problem solving and all that. And on that note, dyslexic people are said to be really good at problem solving, probably people with ADHD as well. So solving some of the problems that face Asia and how neurodiversity, to put it simply, like autism, dyslexia, ADHD, neuro, I think means brain. Diversity obviously means differences. So these differences have their own strengths. Like autistic people can be really good at art or maths or things like that. So or science or things like that. So I hope for people to learn about that sort of thing. And dyslexic people solving problems, and business is about solving problems. There's loads of great success stories of entrepreneurs. Sorry if I'm repeating a lot of these facts, but it's said that 20% of self-made millionaires in the UK and 35% are in the US are dyslexic. So if Asian nations see that and see that maybe they can encourage people more, so they don't just see people with good qualifications, but also people with other skills and talents doing well. But they might be good in other areas. 15, I hope to hear from Asian people with their aspirations and what their dreams are and how we can help them fulfill their dreams, and maybe charities and NGOs, especially with experience, and mentors, and all sorts of people supporting Asian projects in the future, like charities that support Asia, and even people from, as I talked about before, from slums or orphanages who have very little, being given materials and resources and information that can help them to achieve their aspiration and get into business and things like that. 16, again, I hope for as many people from Asia as possible to learn about dyslexia and ADHD and how it can be a superpower for business. And a lot of people talk about it in America and the UK. A lot of organisations are learning about that as well. So I hope for people from Asia as well, like parents, teachers, politicians, and all sorts of people across Asia to learn about the positive sides of dyslexia and entrepreneurship, ADHD as well, how someone with ADHD can be restless, but sometimes in business that can be really good, is what I've heard. Unfortunately, I must admit I've never run a business or done well, but I'm just going on what I've seen and heard and that sort of thing. And I hope to also share YouTube videos that will hopefully inspire people, which I often do anyway with dyslexic groups on Facebook. So I hope they continue to enjoy those YouTube videos. And I share just the right amount for them. Excuse me. 17, again, I'd love to hear from dyslexic people about their aspirations, their dreams and their goals and imaginations, and how they can transform the economies and help them to grow more and be innovative, and strengths are not just academic strengths, but strengths in other areas. As I talked before about people with dyslexia, how we have different strengths, and that sort of thing. 18, I hope for Asian nations to say positive things about each other and about their own countries and each other's countries. Like people from India say positive things about China and vice versa, and what they can learn from each other, and learning about positive affirmations and building confidence and all that. 19, as I said before, I hope to learn as much as possible about statistics about successful Asian entrepreneurs, which will hopefully inspire more people, and like the rich list and things like that. I know money's not everything, but it's just like at the moment I'm just, because I know I try and focus on different things on different days. So at the moment I'm thinking more business minded. And 20, as I say, I hope to encourage charities to support people in Asia. I know a lot of people, when they talk about poverty, they talk about Africa, but a lot of the poorest countries are also in Asia. So I hope to find out some of the poorest countries in Asia as well, and look into ways I can support them, and maybe encourage entrepreneurship as a way out of poverty or out of being poor, and that sort of thing. So as ever, I'd love to know what you think about this video. Sorry if I waffled a bit or it went a bit long, or if I repeated too many points again. But as ever, I'd love to hear what you think, and hopefully I'll come up with some new ideas as well, but by next week as well. But as ever, I'd love to hear your comments, ideas, suggestions, information, and I hope the sky will continue to be blue, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Peace and love.